absolutely changed our expectations. At the start of the tour, we knew we had a big fight, but we were still under the impression that Mayweather-Pacquiao was sort of untouchable. It was a once-in-a-lifetime, like Dana said, it was a unicorn. It's early and it can't translate all of this stuff into buys, but by every metric, by the stories, by the traffic you guys are seeing, by the traffic we're seeing, by the fan outpouring, by the media requests, I mean, to have, we had to cut off media requests at 300 last night in Brooklyn, and that's the third day of the media tour. So by every measure, this is far and above anything we saw in Mayweather-Pacquiao. Now, of course, we're 6 weeks out. Doesn't necessarily all translate to buys, but it's a great indicator.
Could it do $1 billion?
Yeah, I think that's, if you extrapolate, I think we're looking at $1 billion buys, roughly, give or take.
$1 billion.
$1 billion, look, again, you start talking about numbers that sound silly, but at 600 million, roughly, a little bit over that for Mayweather-Pacquiao, you're looking at a 50% increase. I'm bullish, but not that bullish.
How has this been for you to kind of be more involved in the promotion that you're really used to?
I'm the firm belief that these sort of TV execs, should stay behind the scenes. There's really no need for a TV exec to be part of the promotion. Apparently, Conor feels differently, so it's spiced it up. It's the first time it's happened in my career. It's the first time I've taken it. I'm not sure if it's microphone gate or my association with Floyd or whatever it is, but it's been entertaining.
Dana seems to think that the verbal sparring has been excellent. Floyd was really unhappy with some of Conor's comments, the racial tone. What was your view of that? What was happening last night? Your opinion about what was said?
Look, I wouldn't be being honest if I didn't say that there are some points where I cringed. And stuff that I read and stuff that I heard.
Do you mind being called a weasel? That was that moment. That's a first, isn't it?
It is a first. It's certainly on the range of insults. That's sort of at the low end. So it really didn't stick out. Some of the stuff is heat of the moment. Some of it is in context. The dancing comment. It certainly has racial overtones, but Floyd was dancing at that point. He danced his way in, in some sense. I'm not making an excuse because I think some of the other statements, the connotations are frankly indefensible. And it would be, I disagree slightly with Dana. I don't believe this has to be or should be part of the promotion. And I do wish that, maybe the line had been drawn a little bit this side of where some of the conduct has been. Having said that, emotions run high. This isn't badminton, and these are guys who are putting their health and livelihoods at risk. So I understand, the tensions.
Do you think the boy comment was just like a cultural mix-up? Because Conor is often referred to his previous opponents as boy, like referred to Nate Diaz, a Mexican descent, as boy, and he's referred to other fighters who aren't black as boy.
Yeah, generally it's a demeaning comment. It's obviously it's a way to sort of demean your opponent, but in that context, it does have a different history, different connotation. Look, am I going to hold him to a strict standard and say, look, in the heat of that moment, in front of that stage with the adrenaline and emotions running high, he should have taken stock of a cultural meaning of a phrase from a country that he's not from? I'm certainly not here to make excuses for him, but what to me alarms me more is not really one or two comments, but a pattern of several. Then the question, that's when I really start cringing.
Stephen, what would you say to people who think this is the highlight of it? I mean, you're to impress promoters and talkers, and then perhaps once they step into the ring, that might not be as exciting. What would you say to those fans who are, should I spend the money on this pay-per-view or not?
Well, I think the big question mark is what Floyd Mayweather we're going to get on August 26th. Let's be honest, if this was Floyd Mayweather in his prime, if this is Floyd 5 years ago, 7 years ago, it's not an interesting fight. It was difficult to find anybody to be competitive with him over the last several years. We thought Canelo was the young, strong, new champion. That was pretty one-sided. We thought Pacquiao was pretty one-sided. You know, if you look at who's been successful against Floyd lately, you'd say Marcos Maidana. And Marcos Maidana has never been mistaken for a tactical expert. He is rough and tough and aggressive and strong, and he basically tries to win through brute force and sheer will. Those are a lot of the same adjectives people use when they're describing Conor McGregor. So I think where this fight becomes intriguing is if you've got a Floyd Mayweather that, you know, we've seen the toll of 2 years out of the ring, and it's 38 to 40 is a prime period in a man's physiology. I'm not sure which Floyd Mayweather we're going to see, or the Floyd Mayweather we're going to see on August 26th is the same one we've been seeing, and if not, then I think Conor has a very good chance.
From a showtime perspective, looking at people's moving and trends, you know, looking at guys like Floyd Mayweather who had to be that massive movement, probably one of the only people movers in boxing. Did you really expect Conor to match that when he came over to the
you know, I'm somewhere above. I'm certainly not a hardcore fan of MMA, but I'm above a casual fan, and I've followed the phenomenon that's Conor. I hadn't seen it up close and personal. I hadn't paid attention to his social media, you know, the responses and the fervor that he generates. It's been fascinating for him to draw, you know, 85% of the crowd in Los Angeles. You know, for him to do the same in New York. Toronto was not unexpected, but there's a fervor online and in person that is remarkable. You know, you really can't overstate it. You say, you know, you never want to make comparisons to Muhammad Ali, but, you know, maybe The Rock is a better example. You know, his action, his fight is not scripted, but in terms of the charisma and the ability to extemporaneously hold court, command a stage, you know, maneuver a crowd, there are few people in show business, in music, who do it as well as he does.